We don't know what's happening with their quarterback, Matt Stafford. He was supposed to be back in practice a couple days ago, but he's dealing with a back injury. And as you know, that back, as you age, I think Matt's 35, 36. The back don't just magically get better. But they do have a great young core on the defensive side of the ball. They really popped out last year. They obviously lost to the Super Bowl champions in the divisional in Philly last year. And so, Anthony, how do you see the Rams finishing this year?
I got them second. I actually got the Rams and the Niners winning 11 games each. I actually think right now they have better roster on paper in the division. But shoot, I don't know if that's the case if Matthew Stafford ain't gonna play anymore. If you put it was just video today, Jimmy throwing them hospital balls, so we gonna see. If he doing that, he gonna put his he gonna put his guys in danger. But I mean, it's okay. They'll do a good job covering Jimmy up if they have to go that route. I don't see them becoming first in the division if they got to go with Jimmy G. But they got McVay, who's a hell of a coach. I think he's a top 3 play caller. I really like Kyron Williams. I feel like he's a dog. So a running back that's not talked about enough. That young core on the defensive side with Byron Young and Jared Verse on the edge. Then you got Kobe Turner and the guy that came from Florida State last year as well. I just like their energy. We'll see how they got to do it now though, because when contracts start expiring, good luck. But they're doing pretty good. I think some question marks are that second level, the linebackers. Feel like they never really had a solid linebacker outside of Bobby Wagner that one year and Ernest Jones, I think.
Hmm.
But who knows? They like to just put people out there, and if you could compete, go compete. So we'll see, but I see them. I see them doing pretty well and competing this year. It'll be a big difference between a Matthew Stafford led offense and a Jimmy G led offense.
Sure. Scoop, how you see them finishing?
I got 'em finishing first. I just think they're a well put team. I think the division's gonna be easy for them. I don't think they have that much of a schedule. Uh, yeah, so I got them finishing first. I know Matthew Stafford hurt with his low back and shit, but I think the NFL's he gonna be all right. I think it's kind of like we're gonna preserve you. You don't need to be doing too much right now. And you just know the type of person that he is. He gonna play through his injuries. I know he's kind of old and that shit can take a toll on you, but he a competitor and he ain't gonna back down. You're gonna take him out.
For sure. You think that's a good approach to preserve like that when you bring in someone like Devontae Adams? I know they're both veterans, and so obviously, I mean, we know that QB receiver chemistry is really important, especially if it's a new guy, especially a level Devontae. You think that would be a smart approach if that's the approach they're taking and just trying to preserve him?
I think so. They've been in the league for a minute. They know who it is. They know what teams they playing against, and they know what teams like to do. I understand. You know how well from a wide receiver perspective. I know you understand like you need that chemistry and all that. But I mean, you got Devontae Adams. Just throw it in his readies. You're gonna get that shit.
It's not the Devontae Adams we once knew, unfortunately. That's what it's looking like. You could prove me wrong though, but because I don't know. I mean, he had A-Rod back last year, and he kind of showed up a little bit, but it wasn't the same Devontae we knew from Green Bay, and even that one year in Vegas. But he is getting up there in age, so we'll see. Miles, how you feel about the Rams this year?
I'm gonna just focus on the offense. I think you guys kind of touched on the defense already and kind of grazed over the quarterback situation. I did just see an article saying that Stafford will practice on Saturday, so that's a good sign for him. But even if not, man, why are we? I feel like the Jimmy slander is understandable to an extent. We forget Jimmy G led a team to the Super Bowl. Granted, he missed one throw short of winning a Super Bowl, but he still had them at the door, which a lot of quarterbacks ain't did, bro. He had a bad stint in his last few years, but he still has capability of running the offense. He's a backup, but he's a serviceable backup, which is why he's on the NFL roster right now. But if it's not Jimmy G, and if it's Stafford, oh, that offense, the sky's the limit, man. That team could go pretty far. So that's why I got him at 1, man. I think Puka and Devontae I know I say there's a lot of top 5 duos in the NFL, but like just with that team in general, I mean, Devontae could kick it back in the Green Bay year, then yeah, they nice. And you got a quarterback in Stafford that's gonna air it out and just chuck it downfield. Oh, it's lit. So I got the Rams in 1.